Today we're going to talk about why just be yourself is complete nonsense. If you want to find a girlfriend or a life partner, then just being yourself obviously hasn't helped you, because if it did, you weren't here watching this video. So first of all, I'm going to talk about why it doesn't make sense at all, why it's actually a dangerous mentality to adopt. And in the second part of the video, we are going to talk about the value of authenticity, because I want to provide a differentiated point of view. I don't just want to bash the idea, because if a meme like that, an Instagram, a social media meme like that is so popular, then there has to be a degree of truth to that. We're going to look at the degree of truth and how authenticity matters, but not in the way the mainstream wants you to believe. Now, why is just be yourself such a stupid idea? Well, because it completely disregards the fact that life is, on the one hand, creating yourself, and on the other hand, finding yourself. You're not just born a fixed personality with all these weird deficiencies, not being able to talk to women, not being able to get them to text back, not being able to meet them for a second date, not being able to establish a relationship on eye level. It's not like you're born like that, and you can't change that. Now, it is true that some people are born extroverts, others are born introverts. And you're never going to be able to change that. There's certain things you're not going to be able to change. But if there is a result you want in life, like finding a girlfriend or a life partner, then there is a certain set of habits and skills that has to be established in order for you to get that goal, okay? And it is foolish to assume that the person who you are today is able to achieve that outcome with the same set of habits, values, and level of thinking, because you're not. Now, you already have all the competencies and the resourcefulness in you to achieve that, okay? Because we're not talking about being a billionaire. There's some people who will become billionaires in life. Most people just don't have it in them. Like, it's impossible for most people to become billionaires, that's true. But finding a high quality relationship, even though it's far beyond average, because most people have a shitty relationship, is something you can definitely achieve. But only if you change yourself, and you can. Now, a lot of people are reluctant to this idea of changing themselves because I don't want to lose myself. I want to live with integrity. What about authenticity? Well, what does the self even mean? Who am I? And you could argue from a spiritual perspective that there is a soul. Okay, that's fine, but that's something we can't touch. Now, from a more practical point of view, we have values, we have your identity, we have your goals, we have your level of thinking, and we have your habits, okay? And other things that make up who you are. And not being able to have, if you're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, and you don't have a girlfriend or a life partner that you're happy with, it means you're missing, something's wrong with your values, with your mindset, with your habits, and it is basically communication. The two things it always comes down to is, one, an unshakable degree of confidence, core confidence, being rooted in your own sense of identity, as well as having the communication skills necessary and the understanding of the social dynamics that are at play when men and women come together. That's what has to be mastered. So that's why, if I told you to just be yourself, you'd go on the date and she still wouldn't text you back. You've tried it before. I've tried it on dates. I've tried to just be myself. And then she didn't want to meet me again. And then I would fall into the helper role, because me being myself means, oh, I want to help people, right? Coaching. Like, look, I was teaching at my university, right? I set up a martial arts club at my university, and I was teaching martial arts because I like to help people. And I'd stay there with students and talk about their problems, their personal problems. Like, I am a helper kind of person. I like that, okay? Not because I'm altruistic or I'm such a good person. Like, I just get a bit of a kick out of it. You know, like, that's who I am. I like that. I enjoy that. It gives me very selfish pleasure, okay? It makes me feel like my life has a little bit of meaning, you know? Or a lot of meaning in that sense. But when I was on dates and I tried to help them and I tried to go into that consultant role, that psychotherapist role, listening to her problems, then she would just end up talking about her other boyfriends, be like, oh yeah, okay, and either talk shit about them, I'd insult them, or I'd try to take their side. Both of which didn't work, because that's a scenario in which I couldn't win. I had no idea that this was, for example, a congruence test. Okay? I had no idea that this was a very specific dynamic that occurs over and over again on first, second, or third dates. So I had to learn the communication skills necessary, okay? So just being yourself completely disregards the fact that dating is a learnable skill set. Now, why is authenticity still important? Authenticity matters because if you can't be yourself in the relationship, if you have to change yourself, if you have to pretend to be someone else on the date for her to like you, for her to have sex with you, you're not going to be able to enjoy the relationship because she won't love you for who you truly are. But being yourself is not just be yourself. You still have to be socially calibrated. That's why we talk about, on the one hand, you have to be authentic, but also socially calibrated, knowing the dynamics, understanding what's going on between you and her, the reactive patterns between men and women, frames and all of that, okay? But still, now, when it comes to authenticity, most men who try to be themselves, they're not actually being themselves. They are too agreeable, they're too nice. They give her too many compliments, or not at all. Some men don't give her any compliments at all. Okay? You have no idea how much you're actually filtering your own communication. This is never about being disrespectful. This is always about being respectful, being kind while you're speaking to her, expressing yourself in a very kind and honest way. But at the same time, you're probably withholding your true opinions. You have a thought and you're like, oh, I can't say that right now, can I? You have a thought, you want to share something, probably shouldn't say this, okay? And now there are certain things that you actually shouldn't say, okay? That's what we help our clients with. What are you allowed to say? What are you not allowed to say? But in general, as a general rule of thumb, I would encourage you to become much more honest, much more authentic. Now, a lot of our clients, they come to me in the beginning and they say, David, I have no trouble getting on a couple dates, but then after 3 or 4 months, she changes completely. Well, there's many reasons for that. One of them is you've been filtering your communication way too much in the beginning, and then you change, and then she changes. Because if you put on a fake front, she senses that, and then she feels she has to put on a fake front as well. But if you're both only ever putting on that fake front, you're only ever connecting these two sides. You're never connecting your soul. And connecting your soul means making jokes that are politically incorrect if that's what you feel like doing. Now, at the same time, I had a conversation with somebody the other day who says he likes to hug people. Like, he's just like really kind people. He enjoys hugging people, and that's awesome, and I do that too. Now, what happens if you try to hug a woman for 30 seconds on the first date? It's not gonna work. She's gonna be freaked out. It's too much too soon. It's very authentic. Hey, come here, I just want to hug you, I think you're amazing. Hey, you're super beautiful, I'd like to have sex with you. Wow, it's very honest, but it's not gonna work. It's too much too soon. That's why just being yourself completely disregards the fact that you have to learn social calibration and the dynamics at play. But also authenticity matters. And if you combine these two, pure magic is gonna happen. You'll be able to have a relationship where you actually don't need to change. You don't need to have a fake smile. That's one of the things I did, by the way. I had a really fake smile. Like, hey, how are you? I changed my voice, sincerely, okay? It's a video that I show my clients sometimes of myself from years and years ago, where it's unbelievable, the transformation that happens. When you try to please people, your voice goes up, your shoulders go up, you try to please, you can't be yourself. And I'm a very kind and respectful person. I say thank you a lot, I say sorry a lot, okay? Not so much sorry anymore, but I do say it quite a lot. But I don't fake shit anymore. If I have an opinion, I say it. And am I perfect? Not at all. But I've come a real, real long way since a couple of years ago, or a good few years ago now, where I was married, where I was in a relationship where I couldn't be myself. Okay? I didn't understand the dynamics between men and women. I was so psychologically attached to her that I got married even though I probably shouldn't have. Okay? And I assume my share of the responsibility. It's not just my responsibility, but it's hers as well. But it caused a lot of grief. And if you can't be honest, then shit is gonna come crumbling down. And that may happen very early or very late. But it's much better to figure out whether you guys are meant for each other or not within the first 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, than 2, 3, 4 months in, okay? And if you want to learn how you can do that, how you can find the sweet spot between authenticity and relatability, in order to find a girlfriend or a life partner who's right for you, then apply for a first free coaching call with a link under this video. During that call, we, personally, you and I, are going to create a step-by-step plan on how you can achieve your goals with women. How you can move from being insecure, faking things, not being yourself, okay? And by the way, I'm not saying that you're completely like that. Like, I mean, look, chances are you've achieved a certain amount of success in your life, in your career or your business, okay? It's not like you're a complete disaster. That's not at all what I'm saying, right? You've done a lot of things right. But with women, it's different. You've realized that the general social context is very different to a dating context. So if you want to learn how you can do that, apply for a first free call, and we're going to design that plan for you so you can achieve that in a really short period of time. I'm looking forward to speaking with you.